This is Chris with Atlantic Outboard, and this is your digital delivery of your new Robalo R200. First thing you're going to want to do if this boat is on the trailer is you're going to want to turn your battery switch on. Once your battery switch is on, it'll give power to the motor. You're going to want to tilt the motor all the way up, and then it will allow you to disengage this trailer lock. The motor won't go down unless you flip this lock up. So once the lock is up, the motor will be able to go up and down. The next step is you want to ensure your drain plug is in. Very important. You do not want to launch your boat without the drain plug. Now that you're on the boat in your R200, first thing you want to make sure your battery switch is on. So with this boat in the 12 o'clock position is off, you're going to want to turn it to both batteries, which would be the 6 o'clock position. So turn it all the way down. Then the next step is you're going to want to start your motor and let the motor warm up. You have to make sure your key switch is on, safety lanyard's on, and then you simply turn the key. If this is not engaged, your motor will crank and you will get a warning code. You need to make sure this is on in order to start your new boat. Once the motor's running, you can start going through, getting everything ready while the motor's warming up. On this boat, you have an aft bilge switch. Every boat we sell has the bilge pump hardwired to the battery. What that means is even if your battery switch is off and you get water in your bilge, it will pump it out if the water level reaches the float switch. If you ever have a little bit of water in the bilge and you manually want to pump it out, all you got to do is hit this button. The light will illuminate to show that that pump is running. You just have to remember to shut that off. Your electronics are powered through this switch here. So you want to make sure that's on, and then your GPS will have power going to it, and then you could simply hit the power button on the GPS. If your boat is equipped with the trim tabs, you have to have the trim tab button on to give those power, and then this boat is equipped with backup accessory switches. These are generic panels, so whether or not you have trim tabs or extra accessories, you will still have these buttons. If we ever install extra components, you could always wire them to these accessory switches. Over on this side is your horn, your navigation light. So if you hit that, we'll turn on your nav lights for running the boat at night. If you're ever anchored in a spot overnight, you would need to have your anchor light on. You have courtesy lights on the deck. That'll help illuminate the deck. If you're fishing or cleaning the boat in the evenings, it'll help illuminate the deck surface. There's a raw water switch. What this does is it'll pressurize your raw water system. Your raw water system uses the live well or the saltwater washdown. So if you catch a fish and you need to spray off the deck, a coiled up hose will go here and you just need to hit the switch and then you'll be able to spray the deck down. If you do catch a fish, instead of throwing it in your cooler, you throw it in your live well. You would just need to hit the raw water switch and then it will pump salt water from outside the boat into your live well. Stereo, you have a power button here. If you're having trouble syncing your Bluetooth to your phone, I always recommend you go on YouTube. You could just put in that serial number and it'll have a step-by-step process to sync your Bluetooth. It's very simple. You could use the YouTube method as a backup. Moving forward, if your boat is equipped with the backrests, there's a simple pull pin here. You pull this pin and then the backrest will lift directly out. To re-engage them, you just pull the pin out and slide them back in and they'll lock into place. To open the head compartment on this boat, you just simply slide this handle and then your head door swings open. You do have a light, you have a lock, easy storage for your bow cushions, and then the porta potty is forward. This is an excellent place to store goods and get them out of the way. You also have storage under all these lockers. There are drains. Any water that goes in there goes directly overboard, not into the bilge. Up here is your anchor locker. The anchor we supply will fit perfectly into these tabs. To deploy the anchor, you simply slide the tabs to the side, lift the anchor out, slowly lower into the water. Once it's engaged into the bottom, then you would cleat it. This boat is equipped with the pull-up cleat. So you slide the cleat, open, and you do your figure eight with a half hitch to secure your anchor. to fuel your R200 Robalo, there's a push button on the side. You hit that button, it will flip up the fuel cap. Once you're fueled, you simply click it back into place. To access your batteries in your bilge, under each jump seat is access to your battery. Okay, if you have dual batteries, there'll be a second battery on the other side. If this motor was tilted down, there's an inspection plate directly in front of the motor. If you ever have to access directly to your bilge pump, the best access is to unscrew that inspection plate and your bilge pump would be directly there. That would only be for service. You do also have a shut-off valve for your bilge pump there. That's where the ball valve would have a handle to shut off and isolate that water supply.